Hello dear students, in this lecture we will try to understand the introduction to spectroscopy. Spectroscopy essentially consists of two words. One is spectros meaning spectrum and scopy meaning to study, which means अगर आप किसी भी molecule को study करेंगे with the help of its spectrum, we call that spectroscopy. So spectroscopy is the study of a molecule by means of its spectrum. अब स्पेक्ट्रम किसी भी मॉलिक्यूल का कैसे जनरेट होगा, उसके लिए मॉलिक्यूल को ट्रांजिट करना पड़ेगा फ्रॉम वन एनर्जी लेवल टू द नेक्स्ट एनर्जी लेवल. मतलब ये कि किसी भी मॉलिक्यूल की अगर एनर्जी स्टेट चेंज होती है बाय मींस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन, स्पेक्ट्रम विल गेट जनरेटेड. सो वी कैन से अ स्पेक्ट्रम इज जनरेटेड बाय द चेंज इन एनर्जी स्टेट ऑफ अ मॉलिक्यूल अपॉन इंटरैक्शन विद इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन. This energy state can be changed either by absorption of radiation or emission of radiation or by scattering of that radiation by molecule. This can be easily illustrated with the help of this diagram. Here you can see the lower energy state of a molecule is designated by EL, which means lower energy state, and EU is the upper energy state or excited state of that molecule. Now once a molecule transits from lower energy state to that of higher energy state, there occurs net absorption of electromagnetic radiation. The spectrum generated by this transition is called as absorption spectrum. However, if a molecule is already in the excited state, once it reaches to ground state or lower energy state, it emits the excess energy in the form of photon, or we can say electromagnetic radiation, that is called as emission of radiation, and this gives rise to emission spectrum. The transition from lower energy state to the higher energy state or from upper energy state to the lower energy state is governed by Bohr's frequency condition. That means h nu will be equal to energy of upper state minus energy of lower state. Moreover, when light is interacted with matter or a molecule, scattering can take place. If the light with a given frequency strikes the molecule and gets deflected with the same frequency, then the scattering is called as Rayleigh scattering. If the energy of that radiation gets decreased once scattered from molecule, it's called as Stokes lines or Stokes radiation. And if the energy of radiation gets increased upon scattering, we call that anti-Stokes lines or anti-Stokes radiation. Now, what is this spectrum actually? Spectrum is essentially the plot of intensity of radiation absorbed, emitted or scattered by molecule against its energy. This energy can be either in electron volts, frequency, wave number or wavelength. For example, हमारे पास एक graph है which measures the intensity against energy. Such a plot is called as spectrum. The instrument which is used to record this spectrum is known as spectrophotometer or spectrometer. Now, what are the advantages of spectroscopy? Spectroscopy एक advanced tool है जिसकी वजह से हम determine कर सकते हैं molecular structure, means structure of a molecule, bond lengths, impurity present in that molecule, etc. And small amount of sample is required to analyze that particular system. And this technique is not time consuming in contrast to the ordinary chemical tests. This was all about in introduction to spectroscopy. If you like my videos, please do not hesitate to subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching DHC.